The front is breaking open, and the Ukrainian armed forces are driving the enemy back. In a powerful breakthrough, Ukrainian troops have liberated the village in the Dnipropetrovsk region, tearing Russian positions apart and proving that this is no longer just defense. It is a full-scale push forward. The skies are no longer safe, explosions shake the air, secret strikes hit deep behind enemy lines, and key military assets are going up in flames. Every direction is heating up, every move is under surveillance, and every mistake now costs the enemy dearly. This is not just another update from the battlefield, this is the moment when the balance begins to shift. Stay with us to see what happens next. The Ukrainian Armed Forces have launched a powerful counteroffensive and are crushing the enemy on their battlefield. Ukrainian troops have liberated the village of Dykha in the Dnipropetrovsk region, driving Russian occupiers out of the settlement. This is another painful blow to the invaders and a clear signal. Ukraine is not just holding the line, it is striking back. On the Kupiansk axis, the fight for control remains intense and relentless. This is the precise work of the drone pilots from Ukraine's 14th Mechanized Brigade, who are operating day and night to stop enemy advances. The footage captures the destruction of enemy infantry, motorcycles, military vehicles, and hostile drones. Russian forces are trying to move quickly and unpredictably, often using small mobile groups and light transport to break through. However, Ukrainian drone crews track these movements in real time, striking with speed and accuracy. This dramatically reduces the enemy's ability to maneuver, resupply, and launch new attacks. Step by step, the enemy is being pushed back, and every successful operation brings Ukraine closer to victory. They don't follow the news, they follow the movement of the enemy. Every shift, every attempt to reposition, every route they try to use is carefully tracked in real time. The communications unit of the 148th Separate Zhytomyr Artillery Brigade, the people who turn raw battlefield data into clear, timely intelligence. Thanks to constant surveillance and coordinated communication, Ukrainian forces are able to disrupt enemy movements before they turn into attacks. The occupiers may try to hide, disperse, or move under cover, but they are being watched. Every detected movement becomes a target, every mistake turns into losses for the enemy. Even when precise statistics are published, the true scale of Russia's losses becomes most visible through the voices of those who witness it firsthand. This is no longer just a matter of figures on paper. These are human confessions from inside the catastrophe that the Kremlin unleashed. Testimonies from the field reveal scenes of total devastation, abandoned positions, bodies left behind, stripped of gear, signs of chaos and despair. These voices are not official reports or analytical summaries. They are raw proof of what Russia's war has turned into for its own soldiers. Fear, shock, and disbelief cut through every word. Once again, the enemy has faced the coordinated and unstoppable force of 46th Separate Airmobile Battalion Brigade of the Air Assault Forces of Ukraine. For the Russian invaders, every single day on this front has become a brutal test of survival, and with each encounter, the test ends the same way. Through precise coordination and seamless interaction between units, Ukrainian forces track enemy shelters, so-called wait-in drones, and assault personnel. The occupiers are given no time to regroup, no opportunity to raise their heads, and no chance to entrench themselves. Every attempt to gain a foothold is immediately detected and destroyed. This is modern warfare in action: speed, intelligence, discipline, and surgical precision. A Russian armored transport vehicle packed with infantry taken out with a single precise strike, another clear result added to the growing tally of enemy losses inflicted by FPV drones of Ukraine's 3rd Army Corps of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. In this operation alone, the enemy lost self-propelled artillery, a mortar system, a motorcycle used for rapid movements, a communications antenna, and fortified shelters used for cover. These strikes are not random. They are the result of continuous aerial surveillance, real-time intelligence, and flawless coordination between drone operators, reconnaissance units, and fire support. Every detected target is tracked, verified, and neutralized with speed and accuracy. The enemy's attempts to maneuver, resupply, and establish new positions are being systematically disrupted. The fight continues, and on this front, the enemy's losses keep growing while Ukraine's defenders tighten control over the battlefield. The Russian attempt to flee from a Ukrainian Ranger's FPV drone ended in total failure. What began as a desperate escape quickly turned into a clear demonstration of how ineffective running has become on today's battlefield. The drone tracked the movement precisely, leaving the enemy with no safe route, no cover, and no time to react. Such movements show how radically the nature of combat has changed. Ukrainian defenders now control not only the ground, but the air just meters above it. Every movement is a risk for the enemy. Every attempt to escape can become their last mistake. The work of Ukrainian FPV crews is relentless and precise. Step by step, they deny the occupiers any chance to regroup, retreat safely, or feel secure, even in motion. Ukrainian forces have successfully struck and disabled the Russian reconnaissance UAV known as a Scud UAV, a drone widely used by the occupiers for aerial surveillance and artillery fire adjustment. This type of UAV plays a critical role in Russia's battlefield tactics, helping to detect Ukrainian positions, guide artillery strikes, and coordinate assaults in real time. By eliminating this drone, Ukrainian defenders not only removed a single aerial target, but also disrupted the enemy's entire reconnaissance and strike chain in this sector. Without accurate aerial observation, Russian artillery loses precision, response time slows, and battlefield coordination collapses. Every such interception directly saves Ukrainian lives and weakens the enemy's ability to conduct effective attacks. The ghosts of Ukraine's military intelligence struck again, destroying a Russian Buk air defense system in a precise symbolic operation in the Zaporizhia region. Operators of the elite special unit Ghost from the main intelligence directorate of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine detected, tracked, and successfully destroyed the Russian Buk M3 surface-to-air missile system. This strike was conducted on temporarily occupied territory near the settlement of Svetotrotsky in the Zaporizhia region. Every such strike weakens Russia's grip on occupied territory and strengthens Ukraine's ability to operate freely in the air. The work of the Ghost continues silently, precisely, and relentlessly. A powerful blast echoed across the Kherson region as Ukrainian intelligence carried out another precise operation against the occupying forces. The operation was conducted in temporarily occupied territory of the Kherson region. According to official information, the destroyed personnel belonged to Russia's 76th Guards Air Assault Division, a unit notorious for its involvement in some of the most brutal war crimes committed during the occupation of northern Ukraine in 2022, including in Bucha. This strike once again demonstrates that Russian units, even those with elite status, are not beyond reach. Ukrainian intelligence and the resistance network continue to operate deep behind enemy lines, methodically targeting those responsible for terror, occupation, and violence against civilians. Ukraine's defense intelligence strike teams are pushing deeper into occupied Crimea, and the results are devastating for the Russian military. In just 2 weeks, the elite horror unit, the Ghost, has carried out a series of precise coordinated drone attacks that wiped out 8 high-value targets. Their operation destroyed a Su-24 frontline bomber, a radar dome antenna, a 39N6 Kasta 2E2 radar system, an Orion UAV, 248 Ya-6K1 Podlot radars, as well as a Russian military cargo train and the Ural truck supplying frontline units. This video breaks down what is happening on the front line, how Ukrainian forces are systematically degrading Russia's air defense network, logistics, and strike capabilities, and why these hits in Crimea matter for the entire course of the war. Pilots of Ukraine's defense intelligence unit Primary have delivered another powerful blow deep inside occupied Crimea. The special operations aviators conducted a precision strike that turned Russian MiG-29 fighter jet at the Kacha military airfield and destroyed an Irtysh radar complex near Simferopol. These operations are part of Ukraine's broader campaign to dismantle Russia's air power and surveillance systems on the peninsula. A powerful, coordinated strike, Ukrainian forces showcase an impressive combination of optical-guided and classic FPV drones working together with heavy bombers to eliminate Russian targets with precision. This is the frontline work of the Vartovyi Strike Aviation Group of the 36th Marine Brigade, delivering layered, effective fire that breaks enemy defenses and destroys critical assets. In this video, we show how these aerial teams operate and why such coordinated tactics are changing the battlefield in Ukraine's favor. Operators of the 8th Special Operations Forces Regiment carried out a precise clearing mission in Yarova, Donetsk region, eliminating a Russian sabotage group that had infiltrated the settlement under the cover of bad weather. The enemy, including 3 fighters, one of whom was an African national, captured a local resident and attempted to force him into cooperation. SSO operators intercepted the man, secured him, and obtained the exact location of the hostile group. A swift engagement followed. The infiltrators were neutralized and their equipment was seized. This video shows how Ukraine's Special Operations Forces stop enemy incursions, protect civilians, and maintain control over frontline communities. SSO Pokrovsk Axis, clearing operation at an industrial site. On the Pokrovsk front line, a tactical group of the 3rd Special Operations Regiment conducted a direct action mission at the industrial facility. During aerial reconnaissance, operators identified enemy fighters who had infiltrated the territory of a local mine. Waiting for the right weather window, the team moved in to execute the task. What followed unfolded with precision: contact, rapid actions, and the elimination of the hostile group. Throughout the mission, SSO fighters were supported by UAV teams providing eyes in the sky and FPV-guided strikes when needed. With no casualties and a successful outcome, Ukraine's Special Operations Forces once again demonstrate their skill, coordination, and effectiveness on one of the toughest sections of the front. On the Liman axis, fighters of the Signum unit of the 53rd Separate Mechanized Brigade are striking at the heart of Russia's frontline logistics. Using a combination of reconnaissance drones, precision FPV strikes, and coordinated fire adjustments, the unit systematically disrupts enemy supply routes, ammunition delivery, vehicle movements, and evacuation attempts. Every successful hit not only destroys equipment, it slows entire enemy formations, leaving Russian troops undersupplied, disorganized, and vulnerable to further Ukrainian attacks. In this footage, Signum operators identify targets, track their movement, and execute precise strikes that cripple transport vehicles and logistics nodes essential for sustaining Russian offensive and defensive actions. That's all for now. If you believe the world should know the truth about this war, make sure to subscribe, like and share this video so everyone can see what Ukraine is fighting for. Together we're stronger, together we bring victory closer.